Welcome back to Cookery Lessons. I'm going to make Cornish pasties today. I'll run you through the ingredients in a moment and just explain. I'm going to stick as closely as I can to the original recipe, and that means I'm using skirt of beef, which if you haven't tried, I recommend it. It's absolutely wonderful. It's sort of a bit of a chef's secret, but I think it's wonderful. Hopefully these are going to turn out fantastically, and coming closer I'll run you through the ingredients.
To run you through the ingredients: skirt of beef, essential. Potatoes, those are Maris Pipers. White onion, Swede. That is the basis of the filling. The herbs are additional. The purists out there may get upset with me. For the pastry element, we've got some lard. That's a beef suet. Don't bother getting vegetables because it's a meat pie. There's water, salt and pepper, and that is strong flour in the bowl. So here's a challenge. How do you make making pastry interesting? You speed it up, twice the speed. So lard in, suet in, water in, salt, a little bit of pepper. So much more interesting. And now we're going to get our hand in there, best tool in the kitchen. Right, get working on that. Work on it for a couple of minutes, okay? And we'll come back when we're a bit further along. A couple of minutes later, this is ready to turn out onto the board. It is dry, it's a tight pastry. You don't need to dust this with flour, but you do need to knead this like you would do bread for about 5 minutes until it forms a nice smooth dough. We'll skip forward to that point. Right, so pop the dough in the fridge and then you're going to dice up the vegetables. Doesn't matter what order. I'm starting here with the onion. We'll speed this up to make it a bit more interesting, but basically get them all diced up. Finely dice the onion. You can do the potato and the Swede a little bit larger. I chop up the parsley. I'm going to pick the thyme with my fingers and then I'll come back to you and we'll show you how we cut up the beef. So, for this skirt of beef, what I'm demonstrating to you there is it has a natural grain in it. Ideally you want to cut across it, but those are it's a bit wide at this stage, so I'm just going to break those down into sort of approximately inch thick slices. But then we're going to turn them on a side and we're going to thinly slice it against the grain. The end result will be much nicer to eat, and that's advice for any steak or beef meat that you want to cut up. Always cut it against the grain. Once that's all sliced up, pop it in with the vegetables, season it and mix it thoroughly. Right then, let's get rolling. Pastry's had half an hour, plenty of time for it to firm up a little bit. Cut it into quarters. There we go, beautifully demonstrated there. Now, the thing about this pastry is different to, say, a short crust pastry. It's tough, it can really take some work. It's very elastic, so you're going to use all your weight to do this. Also, here's a technique for you. Make it round to start with. It's much easier to achieve a round shape at the end. There you go, useful trick of the trade there. What we're going to do, we're going to speed this up, and we'll come back when it's just about ready to fill. Okay, so I'm happy with the size of the disc. I'm now filling one side of the pastry with the filling. Just have to do a bit of guesswork to make sure you've got exactly a quarter of the filling. What you don't need to brush this with water or egg at this stage. When you pull over the pastry, you're going to use your fingers to press the edges together. Oh, and also before that, I forgot, a little slice of butter. That's not in a classic one. I just like to do that because, you know, butter makes everything better. Creates a little bit of steam as well inside. So you can see me there trying to close this parcel. Little bit escape there. Time to crimp in a minute. Now, there's several different ways you can do this, and if you really don't want to crimp, get a fork and just press it hard down with the back side of the fork to sort of create a little mark. But give it a go. I'll show you another close-up in a minute, but basically you want to, hang on, let's turn it around first. There we go. Just figured it out that you couldn't see. There we go. Fingers, just turn it over, hold what you've just done in place and roll it over. Trial and error. I did 4 pasties today and they all looked a little bit different. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But there we go, beautiful. Just tuck the edges in as well. There you go, when it's done. Now give it a little squeeze just to firm it up onto your baking tray. Okay, here we go. There's another view. So using my hands just to press it together. You can say one finger there, pulling it over. The other one, well, you can see what I'm doing, can't you? Hope you're enjoying this. Once you've got them all ready to go, we'll skip forward in a moment. What you need to do as well, I recommend making a small hole in the top of each one just to let some of the steam escape. That way you get a nice, more crispy pastry. And there we go, tuck those edges in again. Right, so here we are. I've already made a little hole in all of them. That is just one egg with a little bit of salt in it to help break it down and beaten with a fork. I'm giving it a really generous egg wash here. I'll go over them a couple of times. I'm also going to sprinkle them with a little bit of sea salt. Halfway through baking, I take them out and I give them another little glaze as well. The end result is glorious. Right, so a little over an hour in a good fan oven, 170 centigrade, not Fahrenheit. You'll have to work out the conversion. Get them out. Now they are piping hot, so take it easy and just let them stand. You're going to have to leave these alone, I'm afraid. But look at them, they are absolutely gorgeous. They're a little bit too big for me to get all on the one tray, so I had to put them on 2 trays. There's the other one, slightly larger as well. Look at those beauties. There you go, get them all looking nice in a row. Well, I should say so.
Pasty's done. I'm very pleased. Have a go yourself. All I say to you is let them cool down. Don't even attempt to get stuck into these now. You have to resist, I'm afraid, because you're just going to burn yourself. And anyway, so I'm going to have to wait. It's going to be hard. Any questions, please place them in the comments. And please, if you don't mind, like and subscribe to my channel. It would help this channel grow. I very much appreciate it, and thank you again for taking the time to watch Uncle Matt's cookery lessons. See you soon.